After 14th day, I lost the last account of 350k challenge account from the futures. The trade where I lost the account, so the last trade of this journey, it's kind of dramatic, but at the same time beautiful. For me, that trade represents trading at its fullest expression. Day 14 marks the end of the first round of this challenge journey. We will take a look at today's trades. It was only one trade, and by the end of the video I will say what it's the new plan. So I want to start today with the execution chart in NinjaTrader, so you have an idea why I say today trade it's kind of dramatic. I enter here below this swing low, which it's also low of day and a 5-minute low. My stop loss was above the first presented fair value gap right here, and I like that stop loss because it's aligned perfectly with the daily limit stop loss with the profit, and also because it's just above first presented fair value gap. And for more downside, I was not expecting price to go above that imbalance. I was expecting price to go a little bit higher to do a pullback, so that's why I entered with only one contract, because I was planning for price to do a pullback and then entering with more contracts targeting more downside. Somehow today I expected price to be weak, or at least to provide a good move. I didn't know it was going to be this week, but I was trading with the idea that today we were going to get a good move. So this is the execution. I enter here and I got stop out right at this swing high at 958. Now let's take a look at why I entered there for more downside, why I was expecting more downside. First, price gap up, strong close yesterday, and we left this 1 hour inverse fair value gap, and I thought price could target that. So my actual target from here was from here to 23,530, was around here, around the low of this 1 hour candle. So this is what I was thinking. Price open up weak, we might keep selling off, or we might do a pullback. My idea was to, even though if we do a pullback, I don't think we should go above first presented fair value gap, and maybe we hit yesterday high and then drop. That's why I placed my stop loss just above first presented fair value gap, because my plan was entering here below this swing low, which is below this 5-minute low, for more continuation. And even if we get a pullback, see, we have a lot of rooms, a 60 point, and I also wanted and expected price to drop a little bit more, so 50%. So my stop loss was above 50%, meaning that if price pull back a little, if it wants to continue lower, then it shouldn't go above 50%. Maybe hit it, but not go too far. As we can see, my idea kind of worked, but I can't find a word to describe what happened here. Normally what I see, it's first presented fair value gap acting as a resistance, so we don't go above. But in this case, I have no words. I know this could be random, but I'm still human, and when I see this, I spend like, I would say 1 hour sitting in front of the screen, watching, like trying to figure it out what went wrong. Like, how is this possible? Should I have put the stop loss at high of day? What could I have done different? How come price go exactly for my stop loss and then start to sell off? And the other thing is that the other reason I entered below this 5-minute low and didn't wait for a pullback, it's because I was thinking about those days that price is so weak that it doesn't do a pullback. It doesn't do a pullback, and then I don't get a chance to enter, because it's not the same entering after 10 minutes than imagine 1 hour. You see, I don't want to enter around here because price has dropped a lot, so this is normal for me. This is what I'm used to see. That's why I don't want to enter here. That's why I wanted to enter here, and maybe a little pullback, it's fine. Like right here, this pullback is fine, but this, I was not counting with this. And what I was trying to say is, I was trying to avoid this. Let's go Monday last week. So in Monday last week, Monday and Tuesday, Let's say I enter here, which is after 10 minutes, same entry as today, I get a good move. No pullback. Not only I get a good move, the thing is I don't get a pullback to enter. So that's why it's like, since I don't know what price is going to do, then I enter here and I risk a little. Look, in this case, I was risking something like this. And then price move a lot. So today I was thinking about a day like this. That's why I wanted to enter above this 5-minute high. In today's case, it's 5-minute low. But what happened? Price moved a little in my favor and then went straight to my stop loss. The only thing I find here, it's 33,700, a whole number. So I can really tell if this is random. If, of course, always the answer to this, the answer for, I mean, not always, but 90% of the time, the answer for losing trades, it's like you could have moved the stop loss higher. For example, any place. If I enter here, or if I enter below this beautiful 5-minute candle, like it looks weird, right? Wick. I enter below this 5-minute candle and I got stop out after taking this swing high. We can always say, well, you could have put the stop loss around here. Like, the higher you go with the stop loss, the higher the probability that the trade works out. And that's true. But the thing is, how about risk and reward? Yeah, in this case, this worked because today was very weak and price was doing big swings. But how realistic is this? 1-to-1 exactly. I have to find a way to avoid this because this is crazy. And it's not the first time that it happened to me. Sometimes it doesn't, not always do it like this, like only 4 points. Sometimes it do it like this. And then I get to the point and say, okay, it's the same. It's a loss as well. My idea was stop loss around here. That it hit it by 1 point, 2 point. I don't care. It's a loss. But if it's happening, I don't think it has happened a lot of time in this journey. But in my career, it has happened a lot of times. That's why last time I got to the conclusion that it's better to use high of day. But if I use high of day, for example, let's say I'm risking only $100, right? And I want to target 1-to-1 at least. If I do 1-to-1, then look, this trade will take 1 hour and 30 minutes. And honestly, it's not what I'm looking for. It's not what I'm looking for, and I have to change something. Remember, I was saying yesterday that I didn't want to change anything because something is not working this week or the past week, but this kind of mistake has been with me for a long time. So I noticed that sometimes I trade a 5-minute chart and use a 1-minute stop loss. The thing is that what I'm trying to say is that even that this trade worked out, it's not the kind of trade that I want to be in because it takes too long to get to a target. And also, I see others opportunities inside all this price action. For example, same entry. Let's say I enter below this swing low, this 5-minute low. A 1-to-1 trade, instead of putting the stop loss here, let's say I put it above here and I enter here. So here we have a 1-to-1 trade in less than 2 minutes. I enter here, exit, well, let's say 3 minutes. I exit here. That's a good trade. Another setup, lower high, first presenter fair value gap, 5-minute, all candle closing below 50% of the first presenter fair value gap. We are doing a lower high. Let's go to the 1 minute. Now, after price did a lower high, we have this inverse. Let's say we want price to keep respecting lower high. So let's put stop loss here and let's target a 1-to-1 as well. We could go for low of day. I don't know. I don't know if we can go for low of day or if we should target 1-to-1. The thing is that 1-to-1 work perfectly after only 10 minutes. Now, low of day, 30 minutes. It's fast because low of day, it's almost a 2-to-1 trade, which is very good. If we're always targeting 1-to-1 and then we find it 2-to-1, it's beautiful. But So I rather do these two trades, one-to-one trades, than this trade. Now, the thing is that I have read that these trades have higher probabilities than the two trades I just described. That's why I always go for swing trades. But if I want to do swing trades, then I have to risk less and put my stop loss here. If I want to do a scalp, then I will have to go to a one-to-one. And that's it. This is today's trade. Also last trade of this journey, and it was a nice day. I haven't found myself in these 14 days. I haven't found, even though I failed with these 3 accounts, I haven't found myself in a very bad price action. I know there's a couple of trades where I enter and price stopped moving and went completely balanced, but most of them were counter trend trades, so I don't judge it. Price took high of day on ES. At the same time, we hit first percentile fair value gap, and Q was doing a lower high. Beautiful. And then huge sell-off. I know I keep coming back to this, but I remember this day, Monday and Tuesday, like taking trades here, it was same. I was trying to trade with trend trades and I got stopped out because after this big leg, a big 2-leg correction is expected. But what I did, I was just bored and thinking that I missed the best move of the day, which I did. And then my setup weren't good, high quality setup. So, and even though this trade didn't work, I kept focusing on this. Oh wow, I missed all this. Oh wow, I missed all this. So what I was trying to avoid today, what if today we do the same, we do not provide any pullback, even though I believe I used a huge stop loss. It was like 60-point pullback above 50% of that leg. So, but it didn't work out. So here I was waiting for a pullback. That's why I didn't enter. And here it's kind of, and here I thought price was not going to do a pullback. And you know what's the only difference? That in the first setup Monday last week, in that time frame, I didn't lose any money. However, here I lost money. That's why I say sometimes when I do no trade, even though I miss out on some trades, it's still flat. That was it for today. I lost the account. It was a 1,200 loss. I believe I have $100 there. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about, what's next? What's the new plan? Well, now instead of doing a challenge account, I bought a instant funded account with Tradify. I was saying that after, if I pass one of the challenge account, I would change everything. How I was trading, I was going to risk less. Of course, switch to micros. But I believe that somehow I was reinforcing some bad behavior with the idea of passing this challenge account fast. So I would take out that problem. So no challenge account, instant funded. So what I was trying to do now, it's done. I don't have to do it anymore. Now I'm already funded. I pay a little bit more for that, but now I would trade like I believe I should trade. Will this be the answer for me to finally make a payout? Would this be what I needed? Being on a funded sim account so I can be consistent, so I can trade my idea and have a small risk in this account. It's actually going to be a single account. I was thinking about getting a multiple account because since I'm going to risk less, $100 per trade, then I was thinking copy trading, but then I realized that let's actually prove that I can get a payout from this. Let's actually see if this is going to work for me, because an instant funded account with Tradify also has some different rules, and I want to make sure that I can adapt to those rules and I can be consistent before investing more. Now I am funded. The question is that the right path? Is that what I needed? Would I be able to be consistent? Would I be able to work with the rules of this prop firm? This is what this new project is going to be about. This project is going to be less aggressive, more realistic, more about making money for a payout, than to pass a challenge account. Somehow today I believe that's the right approach, or at least something I should try. So if you want to see how that goes, stay tuned, and tomorrow I will be making my first trades with the instant funding account with Tradify. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.